Hello and welcome to your messages. Today's pick a card topic. We're looking at what are you being called to shift your focus toward these days. I am filming this intro after I've done all 3 readings. It was very beautiful, very profound messages from Spirit today. I hope you feel drawn to one or more piles today, but you can use the imagery on these tarot cards as well as your crystal to choose your group. Pile 1, we have the 7 of Cups from the Tarot of Mystical Moments, and your crystal is the koala. Group 2, we have a traditional Rider-Waite tarot card, the 7 of Cups from that, and your crystal is the Stegosaurus. In pile 3, your 7 of Cups card is from the Spirit Animal Tarot, and your crystal is the turtle. So take all the time you need to choose your group, and when you're ready, you can head down to the description box and you will find timestamps linked there that will take you directly to the start of your group's messages, and I will meet you there. So let's dive into your messages. We pre-shuffled out a ton of cards. You got quite a few more cards than I anticipated to come out, but we are going with the flow. So let's dive right into your messages here. What needs to shift? How should your focus be shifting these days? In what direction? Let's take a look. We have spring. We have here the solar plexus chakra. And this is autumn. A change in seasons for sure, a shift. It's the synchronicity here is quite funny with literal change in season from spring to autumn. With the sun in between, it's almost like spring, summer, autumn. Very appropriate for this message. All right, we've got here shadow self as well. I think we're going to quickly run out of room for all these cards. We've got mirrored souls. Okay. Here is love where you are. It says, use your sensitivity to know when to act. Connect your heart to your head when determining what you would like. It reminds me of like mitochondria in science, like the powerhouse of the cell, which I feel like could be relevant to this reading, like being a powerhouse, being in control, really, like creating output with what you get with your input, transforming that into something. Here is reason with listen to advice, think clearly, and intellect. Reason for the season that comes to mind. We've got emotion as well. Okay. I think of the 4th house here, which is Cancer, and it has themes of going inward to your inner home within yourself and tending to that and tending to the people that feel like home as well. Mirrored souls and shadow self can be part of that, like getting into the nitty-gritty of things and working through so that your space and your being is reflective of something more calm, something more content and rationalized is coming to mind. We have reason coming up as well. We have this that is kind of like speaking of reason, because it says connect your heart to your head when determining what you would like and use your sensitivity to know when to act. Think clearly and use your sensitivity to know when to act. Where are you being called to shift your focus these days? To the more rational side of things. To the side of you that knows parts of your shadow self need to be addressed to move forward. There is the waiting here to go into the next season. We are waiting for winter to show up in this spread, to move along to the next quarter, the next phase, the next season. I think you are called to shift focus into rationality, into bringing more reasoning into how you were going about daily life, home life with the fourth house Cancer. That's where that is coming to play as well. Like managing every day with the right balance. The mitochondria never stops. That is a constant process. And the same goes for you. I'm getting a synchronicity here with what I see in her, in this image with her curls, and it just makes me connect this message to the intellect and how that's a constant process that you may have struggled with. The fact that your mind seems to run constantly, and you may have identified with being just too rational in the past, to where maybe that caused you to feel like you were being pessimistic. And so you felt like your call in the past was to enter into a joyful state, to enter into childlike wonder, and to be optimistic about everything, to be overly grateful and overly excited for what's ahead. Like, I feel like that was your guidance for a really long time. And it's like we're at some point where there's a shift again that's needed to start to introduce elements of rationality into that. That is the shift that you're being called to enter into the next season. You're on track to enter into a next season, and big themes within that are dealing with the shadow self, dealing with negative, toxic habits. Partnerships especially is coming up if you resonate with that. Working through and eliminating toxic partnerships is a message for some of you that I see within this. And even less significant than calling someone a partner, these relationships in your life, the most minute ones to the most constant and impactful ones that you have, all of it matters, all of it impacts you if it's toxic. And so you're filtering out the smallest to the largest scale kind of relationships that have proven to be toxic to you, with rationality, looking beyond heavy emotions with it, strong attachments, looking beyond that, shifting your focus, literally looking beyond and shifting your focus so that you recognize what has been toxic for you in the last 3 cycles, really within this year. We're seeing kind of the year of 2024, or whenever you're watching, within the last 9 months, I would say. We're approaching the end of the year. We are into the last quarter of the year. And so this is what our focus is shifting toward. Let's look at this tea leaf. We also have these as well to look at your message. So horse with a short journey. It's like, yeah, you were almost, if you're watching at the time that this is uploaded, we're almost to the end of the year. And I don't know if that's there's no need to put some kind of time crunch on it. I don't think necessarily for a lot of you, but it is just a way to visualize and kind of show what phases you have been through recently, and that now is the next one. It's a short journey. We're kind of already in it, and this is what your call is to start this shift now. We have carrot with opportunity or windfall. Let's keep going here. We've got needle and thread. A sincere wish will be granted. Okay, and finally we have here club. Someone will try to make you do something against your will. So let's take a moment to reflect on these messages. There is some kind of opportunity and wish that is available to you to be granted. With tarot readings, it's important to remember that this is your outline. This is your frame of reference, and you are here to receive guidance. And what is guidance? It is a call to action. It is a call to you evaluating yourself and making these shifts and changes within your focus and your daily habits that are going to, for better or worse, or for not finding a better way to say it, like confirm these opportunities for you. You have to go and get what these readings are telling you could be there for you in the future. There is action that is needed. So there is opportunity. There is a chance to harvest and to receive blessings from past journeys of hard work, and there is an opportunity for that to be a quite quick, smooth, and simple process here with Short Journey. It's like you're at the last leg of the race and you get, this horse is here and you get a ride. I don't know, it's like a speed bump at the very end that kind of takes you further and faster, expedites your process here at the very, very end. It's a short journey once we commit to this, once we commit to ridding of the toxicity. There's a chance to harvest something healthy and beautiful and bountiful and new that can go a long way, that can feed many people, that can help many people and impact them as well. A sincere wish will be granted. And the needle and thread imagery here makes me think that this is like a slim chance is the phrasing that came to mind just now, but yeah, what you get is special, and it's something that in these past cycles, your call and guidance was to allow your mind frame to expand, to accept your power, and to realize that something that seems like a slim chance or a rare opportunity or would be like a lucky chance if you had it, your call in the past was to allow yourself to believe that. Seven of Cups, allow yourself to dream. And that's what you did. Again, we talked about childlike wonder. We talked about just being in a state of awe, being in a state of optimism and gratitude. And that's kind of what the Seven of Cups reminds me of. But there is a message there as well of being irrational or being too scattered with thinking of so many different things that you could do and have, and it causes you to not be able to focus on what's ahead of you. Or it can be about being unrealistic with your expectations. So, reason and rationality is what we're being called to come into. You did like the base work of learning gratitude, learning optimism, and a lot was growing in that time. A lot grew in this. I mean, these are bountiful seasons. We have spring, summer, into autumn, all bountiful in terms of nature and plants and what grows in that time, depending on where you live. But in the winter, we see that it becomes more scarce and barren, and things retreat and go underground. And you have to be more rational. You have to realize that things are less apparently abundant and accessible to me now. I have to be rational. I have to I have to ration my food. Yeah, that's an example to kind of show you what this energy is. So someone will try to make you do something against your will. This card, this deck, let me tell you, the messages here can be intense. It says someone will try to make you do something against your will. It feels very specific. I don't feel strongly that this is one person coming in to do something to affect your path here. Someone will try to make you do something against your will. I got an interesting message just now connecting it to this like mitochondria idea, which I'm connecting with this idea of like being powerful, being a powerful unit that is producing what is needed for you constantly. Someone will try to... I have it right here. Someone will try to make you do something against your will with the mitochondria. Let me just think on that, because it's something here, but I can't quite understand it fully yet. So let's pull out a few tarot cards to start clarifying what has come up here, and we're going to start stacking our tarot on top, so it's going to get a little bit crazy here with the cards, but just bear with me. So can we start to clarify these messages for pile 1 here? So we have 10 of Pentacles. I think let's do 3 more here in one row, and then we'll do another row of 4 to continue with clarification. So 10 of Pentacles. What are they being called to shift here? The highest clarity. Okay. Wow. So we have King of Cups. He just kind of like interrupted my shuffling and stopped the show. That was interesting how he came out here. I've been looking at this card though, and the one on the bottom of the deck that's peeking out. So we have here 3 of Swords. Okay, and we've got Queen of Swords as well. So let's take a moment, pause in reflection here. So where you're being called to shift, and I saw 5-5 on the timer, which can be an angel number representing change on the horizon. With the suit of Pentacles, I feel like, of course, it is associated with the earth signs in the zodiac, which is Capricorn, Taurus, and Virgo. And that always, of course, earth, the earth element, it gives a sense of groundedness, of rationality. I connect that. Yeah, that's what I'll say to keep it simple. So it just makes me feel like, yes, your call here is to shift into what your 3D reality is like for you, to come into a clear knowing and understanding, rationality, and thinking clearly about what exactly is in front of you, rather than the 7 of Cups phase that you very much were called to be in, and you follow that guidance very well. But to seal the deal is the phrase that comes to my mind. It's time to get more rational. It's time to plan out your course a little bit better. It's time to know beyond, I am where I need to be. The King of Cups is giving me this idea. Here, it's like this free pass of like, you did not navigate, you were following the flow. The waters are rough, the seas are rough here, and the ship followed the flow. You were following intuition, following optimism, and dreaming big as per your guidance in the last 3 seasons, spring, summer, into autumn. And that has saved you, for lack of better words. This opened up for you. You would have collided with this mountain that you were spared many, many times, because that was what you were meant to learn, was release or surrender. So you surrendered to the waves and you went with the flow, and it could have took you into this rock, but your surrender showed you that nevertheless this rock had the perfect opening for you to pass through. You learned so much through those phases. Don't get me wrong and think that that was not of value to you. You did learn surrender, absolutely, especially with earthly, grounded, 3D reality things like finances, and just kind of dipping from societal expectations in some ways for some of you guys. And so now you're being called again into the grounded, into the rational. It's time to take direction of your course. The mitochondria, the powerhouse of the cell, the leader, it's time to take direction of your course once again, so that you can say, I did not collide with this rock, or I found the one with the perfect opening for me because I intended to. And that is a whole nother experience, and of knowing that that's what played out, rather than knowing that both are equally profound. Saying I was led exactly where I needed to be when I fully surrendered, that's profound. But also saying I got exactly where I need to be because I intended to, and I set out to do that, that is very, very profound as well. I think you deserve that. I think you're tired of feeling out of control with the Three of Swords here. Yeah, you want to take back direct, and even here, the synchronicity of her using the telescope there and looking ahead, seeking out her course, and travel is actually happening here once again with this hot air balloon image. Birds are relevant, like songbirds are relevant here with this imagery. I just love the synchronicity here of like Queen of Swords now is looking out for the path ahead and is going to know with success that their intention was fulfilled. And that's a beautiful, powerful thing as well. Okay, someone will try to do something against your will. Someone will try to do something against your will. I'm still not super clear on that message. I think your shift is done. I think your message is through. Or it came through rather. I think we've got your message of what needs to shift. I think it's quite clear for you guys. Let me know in the comments how this resonated for you and how you understood this to apply to your situation. Or just say hi. I love to hear from you guys no matter what you feel like saying. Drop an emoji, whatever you want to do. But we're going to clarify any remaining lingering messages that have come up here. So clarify please for me this club card, please, Spirit. King of Pentacles. The Emperor. Yeah, when you start to get stuff, when you start to have things in your control and you're leading the course, I feel like people try and understand that. They try to get in on that pathway to weave their own course as well. I'm going to take this one that fell over here. Three of Pentacles, yeah, they try to do the same thing that you do. So people coming in, this someone coming in to make you do something against your will, I think it's just mention of the fact that, yeah, what I just said, I think that spoke for the message. I don't think I have anything else. The King of Swords trying to weave a similar path. The Emperor is like weaving a path and planning once again. In tarot, the Emperor can be for learning purposes and just understanding of the meanings of the card in general. The Emperor can be compared to or personified as being like your earthly father, or like the earthly father. So grounded reality once again. Suit of Pentacles, earth element. King of Pentacles coming up here. I'm getting an interesting message here of like mastery with the way that he is standing and balancing here on the antlers. Like, takes time and skill to get in that position and like not fall. So I see mastery coming in, similar to a message that like the Eight of Pentacles would bring. Yeah, it's a lot coming up here with the Three of Pentacles as well about work, collaboration. Once again, people are taking inspiration from you. Share your wisdom. I think that does not hurt. We have thinking of like songbirds again right here. You can guide others on a similar path. I think that could be part of your journey to show others the way as well. But take care of yourself first and foremost. Focus on how you may start to take control of your path and realize that there is great out for you. There's great things out there for you, but with messages like this in general, it is your call to take it into your own hands and to do the things that you know can help you get there. Go out and get it. That's your message. This is what you need to shift your focus toward these days. I hope you enjoyed. Again, please leave a comment, and subscribe to the channel. All of that helps me so much to be able to do this and provide this guidance for you guys for free. So do all of those things, and with all of that said, I hope you have an amazing day, and I will see you in your next message. So let's take a look at your cards. We went ahead and pre-shuffled today, so let's take this tea leaf off to the side. We've got your tarot deck here too, and your first message here is past. This reading is all about what shift are you being called toward these days. We have Celestial Teacher. Okay, we've also got Be Still. Okay, quite a few cards here, but we went with the flow of things and took them all. So we've got the Gift of Neutrality. Balance is at work in your life. Yin and yang are opposites in energy, but reside side by side to create the gift of neutrality. I almost see like a yin and yang image here with this past card and the bird, the white bird. Okay. We have Life is Better Together. Seek assistance from your community. Connect with family, friends, or others who will support you. It can be as simple as making a phone call. Okay. And Celestial Teacher comes up as well to give a feeling that there is need for assistance and asking for help in this time. Life is Better Together. Seek assistance from your community. In tarot, the thing we want the most is guidance for how to move forward. We don't need as much to know exactly how things are going to play out. You need your guidance. Tarot messages are not telling you that this is 100% going to happen if you sit down and do nothing. It is a call to take control so that this does play out how it should, and action is required. Guidance is what you are here for, not predictions. So we have Maynard with Madness, Ecstatic Ritual, and Energy Release. I love that as well because it is this idea of community in a sense, where it carries the story of Maenads being women who come together like a sisterhood almost, or a cult you may call it, and nothing holds them back from practicing in this ecstatic release of energy, in ritual, in dance, in song, in fire, madness, and releasing control of everything together. Life is better together. What shift are you being called to in your life? Be still, because there is a place for you. We've got here purification. I see Gemini showing up here. We have the air element. Okay. So let's take a moment, pause, and look at all of this for what shift is happening in your life these days. What are you being called to change your direction and focus toward? Being still so that those who are meant to find you may find you. Be still so that those you reach out to can be there with you. Yeah. When you're moving too fast, when you are jumping from one idea to another quickly, you are not still. It is hard for others to find you when you're in that kind of progress forward, quick progress forward. Honestly, what comes to mind is like, if you're into pop music, I'm sure you've heard about these pop girls who kind of got a lot of fame and success really, really quickly recently. And so they are not still by any means. And it's hard to latch on to those experiences that they are going through and relating this to your situation. Your experiences are hard to latch on. Others have a hard time finding you because it is so fast and jumping. Like, this is like a shrimp, I don't know, but it's making me think of like jumping shrimp, if that's a thing, right? I don't know, but jumping quickly from step to step, it's hard for others to grasp you while you are there. I think that even, I'm not so clear yet if that is your guidance of shifting quickly, shifting spontaneously, shifting with this Maynard energy, with madness, ecstatic, ecstasy, Energy release, is that your call? Is that your guidance to start shifting as you feel called? Because in your past, you felt like you had to stay down one road. Or is your call to allow others to find you, to take pause and allow others to catch up, allow your celestial teachers to come through to you and speak to you more clearly because you may have been hard to reach once again? What needs to shift could be coming back into focus about who you're in communication with, or allowing that communication to be received by you and putting out communication as well consciously. You're doing that unconsciously, but your call here, what needs to shift is to come back together with your celestial teachers, with your sisterhood, with your soul family, with your blood family here, seeking help, seeking connection. Allow others to find you where you are by speaking about where you are, by showing them where you are, by letting them understand how you feel where you are. I think that is your thing. I think what's natural for you now is to surrender to madness, to ecstasy, once again, to energy release in the name of purifying and release all of that shit, essentially, that had scrambled up for you, boiled together for you in the past. All of that tangled together so much. There's like a lot, and this imagery is a synchronicity here with the colors, and I'm seeing that. Yeah, so whilst doing that, take pause and be still to allow others to come in for communication. I'm seeing 5 now. This is a call for change. Okay, yeah, I think that's clear. Let's go ahead and take a look at these tea leaf. We can get additional insight to what this is. We have harp here with great happiness. I did get a glimpse of a few of these cards when they were flying out of the deck, so I'm excited if they are what I thought I saw. Yeah, so grapes with time to go out and have fun. And when I saw this grapes while I was shuffling, it made me think of abundance. A card in another deck, in this deck actually, grapes equals abundance. So I'm associating that with it as well. And then also egg, the golden egg, success assured with good plans and hard work. Grasshopper, situations in the balance that require careful handling. And diamond with you will be receiving or giving a precious gift. You are receiving and giving a precious gift that comes in the form of connection, that comes in the form of giving others perspective to where you are and receiving their thoughts, views, feelings about that. And it brings you closer to them to allow this exchange of information to happen. Situations in the balance that require careful handling and success assured with good plans and hard work. There is success assured with handling of that process, with being hands-on in creating that and weaving that story for you. The 7 of Cups is the significator card for this reading, and that can be, it can have ideas of not irrationality, but not being clear on intent, not being focused, or not being dialed in enough with what you want, I think, is the best. I'm struggling to come up with the word I always use to say for the 7 of Cups. It will come to me later, but that got across the idea that it brings well enough. Guidance for you as well. If it's easier to accept others' into your situation in an environment that is fun and that is up your alley and that's comfortable for you, that is guidance here as well. Time to go out and have fun and great happiness. Show others, let them in. If you are hesitant or struggling with the idea of letting others in, first, you should do that by showing them your happiness. It doesn't have to be, okay, finally I'm going to call them when I'm really struggling or when I'm upset, emotional, breaking down, scared, crying, fearful, whatever it is. It doesn't have to be as scary as doing that first. Your first opportunity to allow others in and shift that dynamic between you and them, as well as shift the overall dynamic of where you are heading by receiving advice, receiving love, care, and support, is going to affect your path going ahead. Success assured with careful handling. I think you could use support in this time, and so if the easiest way is to allow them to let them into a moment of joy and happiness and ecstasy, then that's great. Start there. Communicate that first. For some of you, you may prefer to let them in and find it easier to let them in a moment of feeling down or disheartened. Some of you may feel like you want to keep away your joy so that others do not steal it, do not take it. Do what works for you. Tarot, these messages don't have to be. It's up for your interpretation to your situation, because this is a general collective reading. So whatever you resonate with most, whatever you feel best about that comes up in these readings, take that as what you're going to do going forward. Use your feelings of feeling good about it as your internal compass. There is great happiness ahead of you, that's for sure, because you may have an opportunity to share that, to start sharing it more with people on a regular basis as well. Having a new community come into your life, a new sisterhood, yeah. So that is what you're being called to shift. Let's go ahead and clarify these messages with just a few tarot cards. So can we clarify, please, Spirit, for this collective, these messages so far? I'm seeing this one. We've got the Hermit. You have not been letting people in, and that's fine. No lecturing happening here, but that's what your past has been, if you're resonating with this reading. The Hermit. Let me continue to clarify these messages here for the collective. What are they being called to shift? Change focus. So 5 of Pentacles. I'm going to take 2 more before we pause. Seeing this one, and bottom of the deck as well, Strength. This one here. And the Star, beautiful. Okay, so what are you being called to shift focus? Definitely bringing in more hope for your future is good. You'll be receiving or giving a precious gift, success, great happiness. Practice that. Practice showing that without holding back. Show up for others who don't have that as well with the 5 of Pentacles. Show happiness and influence others. Show up for those who don't have it. The Maenads, it's like an idea as well of these women having a troubled past or coming from a hard place or not having anything left, and so that's where they go. And then healing happens in a community where you see people on different levels of that journey, on different steps of that journey, on a spectrum. And you see people who have 5 years out from healing this and resolving this. You see how strong they are. And we all can relate, I'm sure, in some way to how impactful it can be to see someone as a representative of what you've been through, who seemingly looks like they have gotten through it or achieved or won or whatever it is that you would like to do similarly to them. It's so important to have role models and mentors, and we all know this in one way or another. So you can be that for other people as well. You can inspire them that there is brighter days, the star, like there is hope, that there is the strength within them as well to be similar. Yeah. That's important. Start letting people in. It's more important than you know. It's on a much bigger scale than you know. You are seen by people you know and don't, people who are close to you and who you don't know at all the same, you are a role model. So, accept and appreciate that role. Step into it. The Eight of Cups. Step into that role. Embark on this journey. Surrender to it as well. The Queen of Cups. You're meant to be nurturing. You're meant to nurture yourself first and foremost. And again, you have the potential to be very influential to other people, inspirational, provide hope that situations like this can get better. The Knight of Wands, and they can get better quickly as well. With shift your focus. Healing can be at this point about, again, like that ecstatic ritual energy release. If you feel dysregulated with your nervous system, doing things to like shake it out, like that kind of thing, you're starting to focus on these kind of like somatic things as well, like working with your voice, working with your throat chakra. Like I think there must be, I'm thinking of some kind of like vocal inflection pattern or ritual that you could do that allows you to like open up and release past traumas and things like that. Like you're being called to a very somatic focus on how your body feels. You should look up the Maenads as well to get a better idea of like what that kind of energy is as well. Because I see like dancing around a fire ecstatically in ritual. Madness is a key word on there. So shaking it out, yelling, screaming, all safe things. You're keeping your body safe with these practices first and foremost, not harming yourself, but you are releasing pent-up energy from the past, pent-up traumas, and you're inspiring others to do so in a similar way. Dancing like no one's watching. The Tower, you're bringing down fears. You're bringing down fear of judgment, fear of looking weird, fear of looking other, fear of being strange, acting strangely in public, like specifically. There could be a consistent practice out there for you. I'm thinking also of like exposure therapy, if that resonates with you at all. Like you could get into some mild practice with that where you decide, when I go on my walks and I'm listening to music and I love the song that comes on, and normally I would jump up and down at the chorus and sing it, decide to allow yourself to do that in some way, even if it means you just start tapping your foot and then you work up to humming it a little as you're in public. You know, just things like that. You're going to learn to just be fully yourself. Yeah. Not care what other people think, speak your mind. Red hair is significant. That's also making me think of that message of like the pop stars that we have seen pop off this year. That red curly hair, if you know, you know. And that makes me think of not being ashamed to be who you are and inspiring a lot of people to do the same. Yeah, that's your message, guys, for what you should shift your focus to these days. I really hope you enjoyed it. Please take the time to leave me a comment, let me know how this resonates, or just say hi. I love to see who watches these videos, and leave an emoji, whatever you feel like doing. It helps with the engagement on my channel, and it really helps these messages reach more people that need to hear it. So don't forget to subscribe as well so you don't miss future readings like this. And with all of that said, I will see you in the next one. Alright, so let's get into these messages for what is shifting in your life these days, what you're being called to change your focus toward. So we pre-shuffled out oracle cards and tea leaf we will get into in a minute here, but let's take a look at your first messages. We've got here focus, appropriate enough for the reading. We've got non-duality. Okay. Here we've got new chapter. Unexplained wonder, with magical blessings and miracles are occurring in your life. All your prayers are answered now. 44 could be a significant angel number to you to remind you that you're on the right path and that your miracles are already happening in your life. Focus on that, definitely. 14, 24, 44. 4 is a big number here, very significant. We have thirst with craving, compulsion, and obsession. Alrighty, two of these cards. So attraction, interesting. The purple is really tying into this thirst card. And happiness. Okay. So let's pause here before we get into the tea leaf and look at these messages. What are you being called to shift focus toward these days? Well, toward non-duality. I think toward it's interesting with like thirst, craving, compulsion, obsession coming out, as well as attraction with happiness. I have 34 now, so 14, 24, 34, 44. Happiness bringing the change. Happiness sealing the deal. Happiness is coming right after the focus when you become clear on what this attraction is actually feeling like for you and how it's influencing your decisions in this new chapter. It's going to be a new chapter when you become aware of how cravings, compulsions, and obsessions can play into your attractions these days. Shifting your focus into focus is your call here when dealing with relationships. I actually want to pull these early. I think I saw what one of these was, and I want to take a look and confirm if it's what I thought, because it will tie into what I'm trying to say here. So we have box, you will receive a gift. Yes, we have rose with romance is in the air. And cane with pay attention to your health, pay attention to your obsessions, pay attention to how it influences your actions when you become endeared with someone, when you become infatuated with relationships. And I think there is good reason that you may be entering into some kind of infatuation with a person. Yin and yang here. I think there is clashing, for a better word, of these two people, you and a significant other. It should clash, but the unexplained wonder behind it is that it doesn't. And there is wonder that is unexplained. You do want to discover, learn more about them, their perspective. They want to do the same toward you. And I see this like light body coming together that releases and allows both of you to ascend past your shadow aspects, past your light aspects, and to union. This is like if you were resonating with being in union with someone right now that you feel like how it makes you feel is difficult to put into words. It is wonderful. Romance is in the air. You're receiving a big gift of happiness through this attraction. And let's see here. Pay attention to your health once again. Pay attention to how thirsty you are becoming. It's hard to say. I feel like you're obsessed for a reason because like it's so intriguing to you. Again, this aspect of non-duality, how things should not have come together the way they did, but seemingly they have. And like now I'm getting this image of like I don't know, sedimentary rock, like layers, and how that comes together, and this image of like compression happening even more so over time, wearing away, and erosion happening even more so over time. And the fact that it is exactly how it is creates the shape it does, the curvature of it, and all these other signs that are telling of what caused it to become that way. You are looking for the signs that are telling of what caused you two to come together in this non-duality, and this is the outcome of the meshing. You are obsessed with finding the duality in it. The duality that's present is that both parties are extremely happy. And both of those help each other. You will receive a gift. You are giving and receiving. Yin and yang, the duality, and it meshes together perfectly. Light and dark, opposites attract. I hope this is making sense so far. It's an interesting message for you guys. That's where you're called to shift your... Did we get a clear message on how you're being called to shift your focus? I don't think we did, and we've already pulled out our tea leaf quite early. This message is going a bit quicker for you guys. I think we might be dealing with more tarot than groups 1 and 2, so let's go ahead and get right into that to start clarifying all of this. So, what is the actual shift that the collective is being called to here, Spirit? The Queen of Wands. Can we get more clarifying messages for what is this shift? Queen of Wands. Okay. The King of Pentacles. 8 of Wands. And let's get one more before we pause. The Page of Pentacles as well. I'm going to put these to the side and we'll take a look in a moment. So a few court cards coming up confirming this idea behind this message having to do with relationship, because I'm seeing people, 3 out of 4 representing people showing up here in the tarot. Queen, King, Page. And what is your call to shift? I want to say something about the fact that we have the Suit of Pentacles showing up twice, which is called Fossils in this deck. And we have the Suit of Wands showing up twice, which is called Branches in this deck. And so you and your counterpart could have these elements to you. A fire sign specifically, or an earth sign. So fire, Aries, Leo, Sag. Earth is Taurus, Capricorn, Virgo. But that doesn't have to be accurate by any means. It's extra confirmation if you would like it. It just lets me know again about this non-duality that we see, kind of like what should feel like clashing. Yeah, what should feel like clashing coming in. And I want to say, like, in the zodiac, in terms of compatibility, I feel like it's quite rare that I see fire and earth signs like meshing together. It seems like water and earth tend to be better suited for one another. But we don't have to get hung up on all of this. I'm just trying to speak out loud and verbalize what I'm able to so far. It's a little bit difficult here with this message. There's someone who's different than you. You're attracted to them. And what brings you two together is how you both find happiness in this. We need guidance for you, I believe. And we need to know what you're called to shift into. It could be release here with this image of this light body ascending. It could be surrender and release. Surrender into what this is. Surrender into the upward direction. Though there may be fear of differences, the main thing that you are meant to experience from this is happiness. And that is what they are meant to experience as well. So, if your health is straying from happiness, it's a slippery slope. Your happiness must come from other areas as well. This is how you shift your focus. Your happiness must come from a few areas. You should not put all of your eggs into one basket here. You need to assess where your happiness lies aside from this connection with this counterpart and what they bring to you, the unexplained wonder of how that has entered into your life. Allow yourself to explore where your happiness lies without that. Allow yourself as well to explore where wonder can be experienced in a similar way in your life, in your future. Expand your horizons. Understand that life can be full of wonder. Understand that you can experience things like this again and again. Profound connection, profound blessings, profound abundance, and spiritual evolution. Profound communications as well you could be receiving. That's where you shift your focus, and guidance is what I wanted with these cards here. So we have the Earth Mother, which is the Empress. We have the Eight of Cups as well. Yes, you must find your happiness elsewhere as well. In addition, the Eight of Cups is on a journey to seek out something better, to seek out where that lies aside from what you are essentially infatuated with, highly attracted to at this time, and for good reason. Your call is not to necessarily ignore that, but to allow yourself to feel safe, protected, happy, find joy in areas other than this connection as well. And it doesn't have to bring fear into your heart of like, I'm being called to do this in preparation for it to leave my life. That's what this tarot reading is telling me. Don't allow tarot to inspire fear within you, because things can be as assured for you here in the cards as you want them to be. If something doesn't look like how you'd like it to go, you have authority over making changes in your life that can help that to become a better situation than what the cards lay out for you. A couple more messages here for guidance and clarity. This is a quicker message for you guys. I'm seeing this one. It is the Nine of Wands. Wow, I don't think I've seen this card come out with the links. Interesting. It gives me an idea of like seduction for one reason or another. I don't know. Lynx kind of sounds like, ooh, I don't know. Anyway, but you're highly attracted to this person and more or less seducing one another. Yeah, the Lovers. Beautiful honeybee with heart awakener, seducing each other, opening each other's hearts. Allow that connection to be explored while things are being taken care of. They are allowed to step away from the hive because there are worker bees handling the rest. Make sure that everything is in order for you. Make sure again that you're not putting your eggs in one basket here. Find your happiness elsewhere. The 9 of Wands. Be able to protect your peace and happiness no matter what. Again, this is not you being prepared for this to leave your life by having this message. This is how you were meant to live life in general. This is a universal wisdom and law and truth to living here in this reality. We need to make sure that we find happiness and are committed to gratitude consistently. That is the best way to live life. That is our best guidance. Take these tarot messages as a call to action. Take something from it. Do something from it. Do not just allow these messages to convince you that this will happen for you, that this is the case with zero action taken from you. Can we get specific guidance? How can the collective work on bringing their own happiness, bringing out happiness in multiple areas? Can we get 2 cards for some quick guidance on how to do this? Okay. So 2 of Wands and the 4 of Cups. Don't limit yourself. The 2 of Wands can start planning for, your guidance here is to take things into your own hands. You can start planning for a better future. We have yin and yang showing up here as a synchronicity, as extra confirmation for what we've spoken about in this reading. The 4 of Cups is dissatisfied with what's in front of them, without an awareness of what lies ahead, or in this case behind, what lies out of view. The 2 of Wands is planning to unknowingly planning to receive these goods. They're planning for something, but do they know what exactly they're going to get from it? No. If there is some passion project you like to do, if you like to play an instrument, if you like to create art, if you like to exercise, do the things that make you feel good without knowing exactly what you will get out of it as well. Try things and see how that process affects you. See how it takes your mind away from its other stressors and worries, and what lies heavy on your mind, what obsessions and infatuations and cravings lie on your mind. This could be shadow aspects you have as well, negative habits. Become aware of how that craving affects your decision or lack of decision to engage in other opportunities for happiness. Again, expand your horizons, put an egg here, 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 disperse your happiness, disperse your involvement with bettering your life. Here, I better my life with this relationship, with this friendship, with my family, with my work, with my favorite hobby, with my self-care, my hygiene. Disperse what you do. That's how you shift your focus. You are very focused right now, I'll tell you that. It's hard, you're attracted, you're infatuated, and that's just fine, but we can disperse some of that, and that's what you are going to start doing here from this reading. Let me know in the comments what you plan to do to get this process going for you and follow this guidance. Just say hi. If you have not had a chance to introduce yourself yet, I would love to see a comment from you. If you don't know what to say, just drop a random emoji. I would really appreciate that. Liking, commenting, and subscribing all really helps me with the engagement on my channel, which really helps these readings to reach more people who can benefit from hearing this guidance as well. So please take the time to do those things to support my channel and these free messages of guidance that I work hard to put out for you guys. With all of that said, I hope you have an amazing day, and I will see you in your next reading.